to the World Series. It is a picture-perfect Wednesday night, and Wrigley Field is all aglow, and that famous marquee out front sets the stage for us tonight. We're ready for Game 4. The sellout crowd filing in. Cubs fans forever hopeful, and they are hopeful now that the season does not end tonight. The 2017 National League Championship Series is presented by Camping World. It is Game 4, and the Dodgers up 3-0 in this best-of-7 series. Chicago Cubs trying to survive for a Game 5 tomorrow night. Hi, everybody. We welcome you from beautiful Wrigley Field. Great to have you tonight. Brian Anderson along with Ron Darling. Sam Ryan is our reporter. We'll hear from her in just a moment. Well, the Chicago Cubs, the reigning world champs, are hoping there is a Game 5. They are facing elimination here tonight, and that is because the Dodgers, Ron, have stolen all of the headlines. They have been the dominant team in this postseason.
I've seen all 5 teams in the National League in the postseason. No one is playing all facets of the game at a higher level than the Dodgers. Everything they do right now has been just about perfect.
Well, the Dodgers trying to punch their ticket to the World Series for the first time in 29 years, and this is the batting order courtesy of Camping World, and Dave Roberts has not been afraid to push some buttons, and he pushed a few more here tonight.
Well, he did with Arrieta, who had a home run in last night's game, so he decides in center field to put the veteran Curtis Granderson in the lineup tonight.
And that is the batting order that will face Jake Arrieta. As you take a look at our starting pitcher profile, it is courtesy of State Farm, and Arrieta, Ronnie, has had his moments in elimination games. He has 2 wins, as a matter of fact, in a Cubs uniform in elimination games.
We saw him 2 seasons ago throw a shutout in Pittsburgh. He's going to need that kind of effort tonight. He's had 1 start in the postseason against the Washington Nationals. He walked 5 in 4 innings. Defensively behind Arrieta, you got Rizzo with the Gold Glove, hasn't made an error in 146 straight games. Javier Baez and his great defense is back in the lineup. Hayward out, John Jay in right field.
6-man umpiring crew is in place. Jim Wolf will call the balls and strikes. The older brother of Randy Wolf, former big leaguer. Bill Welke, Alfonso Marquez, Eric Cooper, and then Todd Tishner and Mike Winters are the outfield umpires. Winters had the plate last night. He is the crew chief out there in right field. And all the pieces in place, the crowd starting to rev up. I will admit it felt like a subdued crowd leading up to this first pitch. The Cubs are down 3-0. The Dodgers are trying to go back to the World Series for the first time since 1988. Arrieta ready to fire, and here he comes, and off we go at Wrigley Field, Chicago, for Game 4.
Well, the battle is going to be between Arrieta, who had a little hamstring issue in September, whether he can throw enough strikes against this very patient Dodger offense.
Arrieta will be one of the highly sought-after free agents at the end of this season, and even recognized the fact yesterday in his press conference that this could be his last start in a Cubs uniform. That's the backdrop for what is a very important start for Joe Maddon and the Cubs tonight. But the Dodgers have played almost perfect baseball. They have executed on all facets, and one of their stars is the man at the plate in Chris Taylor. He is certainly making a strong case for MVP of this NLCS. He and Justin Turner, you could put Kenley Jansen in that group as well. In the air to center field, wind blowing out once again. Almora is back. He's at the ivy and makes the catch. And a long, loud out is how this Game 4 begins tonight.
Well, when interviewed by our Sam Ryan after the game last night, Chris Taylor said he's just looking for a pitch up in the strike zone to lift. And he certainly lifted this one, but it stayed in the ballpark. Maybe the first break the Cubs have gotten in 3 games.
Taylor had a home run and a triple last night, drove in a couple of runs, and he is back at the shortstop position tonight with Corey Seager out. Bellinger at the plate takes a swing and a miss, and he's down in the count to Arrieta. Cody Bellinger at 39 home runs this year set a National League record for rookies for home runs this season. 39 homers, 97 RBIs, hit .269 in the regular season, and he's back in the 2 spot in the batting order tonight. Dodgers still playing without Corey Seager. There is a good news report on Seager. He is improving, but he's back in Los Angeles watching this one once again. Arrieta, 31 years of age. He'll head into free agency for his age 32 season next season. Started last Wednesday. It's been a full week. 4 innings pitched, gave up 1 run, which was an unearned run. He took the loss in that rainy, windy Game 4. The Nationals won that game that forced a Game 5 in that division series, and it feels like that 5-game series has taken a lot out of the Cubs coming into this NLCS.
I think you're right. And in that start where he went only 4 innings and walked 5, threw 90 pitches in that start.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Bellinger. Los Angeles has won 6 straight postseason games. That is a Dodger franchise record. The Major League record is 8, set by the Royals just a few years ago. 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. A strikeout for Arrieta. 2 up and 2 down.
Well, Arrieta is known for extreme movement on all of his pitches. This fastball starts away on the corner and ends up a foot outside.
This Dodger ball club is not a team as a group that chases very often out of the strike zone. Arrieta talking yesterday about those tantalizing pitches that are in the strike zone only briefly, but just enough to get the swings and the misses, and that's a good start for him to get one early as he faces Justin Turner here with 2 outs. And that overall philosophy by the Dodgers, there's nobody who does it better than the man at the plate in Justin Turner. He's had a great postseason. Turner's driven in 10 in this postseason. Of course, he hit the now famous walk-off home run in Game 2. 3-run home run off John Lackey in the bottom of the 9th inning that put the Dodgers up 2-0 in this series. These two matched up last year in the NLCS, and Turner goes deep, hits it in almost the same spot as he hit the walk-off home run.
So it's 2 pitches now. Arrieta has tried to come inside to Turner, both missed by 3 feet outside. Not locked into that pitch yet, and that's numbers against right-handed pitching in the postseason for Turner.
Turner's first home run of the postseason against Taijuan Walker, the right-hander of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and that second one, of course, that walk-off against Lackey. Foul territory that will end up in the seats. Very similar conditions tonight as we had last night. If you were watching last night, you know that pop-ups, fly balls, especially down the lines that look like they might be headed into the seats, you got to stay with them. It's a little tricky here, and I think the wind may be blowing a little harder tonight than it was last night, but it is blowing out. A summer wind on a cool night here in mid-October in Chicago. 3-2 pitch. Turner lays off and draws the walk.
Cubs starting pitching and relievers having such a hard time getting that 1-2-3 inning.
Not a whole lot for Joe Maddon to say before the game today as far as pep talks or win one for the Gipper speeches. He basically pointed to the fact they're not hitting, and it's the individual matchups. That's what really has to change, according to the Cubs skipper, if they are going to win a game tonight and force a Game 5. And they're trying to do something that only the Boston Red Sox have been able to do, come back from a 3-0 deficit. That 0-4 Red Sox team came back from 3-0 down to the Yankees. Dave Roberts on that ball club. And that's the comparison.
Yeah, you see the runs, only 4 for the Cubs, all via the home run in this series.
Arrieta deals to Yasiel Puig, and a line drive missile into left. A base hit for Puig, who just keeps on hitting. He has had 4 2-hit games in the postseason, and he's out of the gates quickly here tonight with a single with 2 outs.
Tried to come inside, and Puig has been so quick on the fastball. Early in his career, you could really throw the fastball by him. He was a better breaking ball hitter. Well, not so here in the post.
So that'll set the stage here in this first inning for Andre Ethier. Ethier took the noise out of this Wrigley Field crowd last night when he homered to tie the game. And he is rewarded with a second consecutive start against a right-handed pitcher. Ethier has missed most of the season with a herniated disc in his back. Missed about 5 months. Did not play a game in the big leagues until September 1st. Had just 34 at-bats in the regular season. And yesterday's home run after the Cubs jumped out early off Kyle Hendricks. Ethier hit one right off his name on the scoreboard to tie it up quickly.
Well, that's really been what the Dodgers have done. When the Cubs have been able to take a lead, very quickly they've answered.
First and second with 2 away as Arrieta pours one in for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, and a swing and a miss. Arrieta with a strikeout. He strands a pair. Off and running here in game 4. The Cubs are coming to bat. See how the Chicago Cubs line them up today, courtesy of Camping World. Joe Madden has Albert Almora Jr. leading off. Kyle Schwarber hit the home run last night, bats second, then Chris Bryant. In the middle goes Rizzo, Contreras, and Addison Russell, with Baez back in there. John Jay in right. Jake Arrieta will round out the starting 9 that will match up against Alex Wood. First start for him in 3 weeks. As we take a look at our starting pitcher profile presented by State Farm.
Started the season 11-0 as he was an all-star. Gave up 2 home runs only in the first half, 13 in the second half.
A ground ball pitcher, which is a good thing to be on a day when the wind is blowing out at Wrigley Field. Has one of the better changeups you'll see as well. Biggest question for Alex Wood, the rust versus rest for a starting pitcher who has not been on the mound in a competitive situation since late September in his final regular season start. That was against the San Diego Padres. The Dodgers swept the Diamondbacks in the division series round. He was scheduled to pitch game 4 in that series, never got to him, and then they flipped the rotation over for Kershaw and Hill, and then of course Yu Darvish last night. Almora sends one to center field, and the Cubs leadoff hitter out to Curtis Granderson for out number 1. Let's check in with the third member of our team, Sam Ryan. How you doing tonight, Sam?
Hey, Brian, you're talking about Alex Wood in the layoff. September 26th, the last time he did pitch in a game, but he said he tried to keep the schedule as normal as possible. A couple of simulated games. First one about 3 innings. The second one 5 innings, about 85 pitches, facing a majority of the regular Dodger batters. And he did say that the one thing he couldn't duplicate, the adrenaline, the intensity, the atmosphere. His skipper, Dave Roberts, telling us that the one thing to look for him, if he's a little too amped up, guys, the ball may be elevated.
Sam, thank you. And it'll be something to watch tonight. A pitcher who relies on the changeup as he misses upstairs on Kyle Schwarber. So talk to us a little bit about a starting pitcher with this kind of layoff, trying to come back in a closeout game, trying to send his team to the World Series.
Well, I don't think that there's any amount of work that's going to set you up to start your first game in the postseason. They can tell you that you're getting all the work done and you're pitching against your players, which are a good lineup for the Dodgers, but nothing is going to make him feel exactly like he's feeling right now. That is full of adrenaline, want to throw it through a wall.
Now Wood is making his first career postseason start tonight. He did appear out of the bullpen in postseasons past, even going back to his Atlanta Braves days. He came to the Dodgers from the Braves 2 years ago at the trade deadline of 2015. Pitched 1 game against the Cubs in the NLCS last season. That was in game 4. He finished that game with 2 innings and no runs. So this is, you could say without hesitation, his most significant start of his career as a major league pitcher. Getting a postseason start in game 4 of the NLCS. Schwarber muscles one right to third. The only man over there, the shortstop Taylor. And Schwarber, who homered last night, is out number 2.
Well, whoever does the defensive charts has a big smile on their face right now. Here's an example of what it feels like. I probably had about 100 starts in the major leagues before I pitched in the postseason. Went out to take my first warm-up. As I threw it, I said, whoa, where did that come from? I mean, literally, it feels like you can throw a ball 100 miles an hour, or if you're people who can throw it 100, 105.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch tonight. Arrieta's been in the rhythm of postseason pitching. Wood has not, but he's off to a good start, retiring the first 2 as he faces Chris Bryant. Same drill for Joe Madden at the top of his order. He's putting Bryant in the 3rd spot with Rizzo batting cleanup. That's a lineup change he made prior to yesterday's game. I thought Joe was going to let us make up the lineup at one point today. He's searching for the right combination, anything to solve the riddle of the Dodger pitchers in this series. Only 4 runs for the Cubs, and as Ronnie mentioned, all 4 of those runs courtesy of 3 home runs. Almora hit a 2-run home run. You got Addison Russell, who homered in game 2, and then of course Schwarber last night.
Remember, they came up from behind 3-1 against the Indians last year.
2 balls and a strike on Bryant. Hits one hard into left field. And Ethier is right there to make the catch. A couple of line drive outs. Alex Wood off to a good start. We've got one in the books underway in Game 4 of the NLCS. Caps, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, and more. Celebrate your favorite team with the latest postseason gear at MLBshop.com. With producer Scott Cockrell, director Matt Lipp, Brian Anderson, Ron Darling, Sam Ryan. Great to have you with us here. Our NLCS broadcast here on TBS. And the Dodgers one win away from heading back to the World Series. Arrieta facing Curtis Granderson to start the second inning.
Granderson in the lineup. He's got some numbers against Arrieta. Doesn't hit for much of an average anymore, but still has pop.
Granderson got a couple of starts in the division series. 11 hits in 34 career at-bats against Jake Arrieta. Granderson, a .324 hitter. 3 of those 11 hits are home runs for Granderson. Dave Roberts making sure he gets a start in this series. And a called strike 3. Arrieta strikes out Granderson to start the second inning. That's already his third punch out. Looks like he's got pretty good stuff going early tonight.
Third punch out, and even more importantly, if he's getting punch outs on the Dodger players taking those pitches, that means he's setting them up right. So interesting tonight to see two pitchers. Almost every pitcher in baseball now is trying to throw the same way, like easy mechanics. Both of these pitchers are much different.
And Yasmani Grandal, his first start in this LCS. At the first pitch, he bounces out. Arrieta comes pouring in on the hands of Grandal. 2 men are out here in the second inning. The thing that makes Arrieta great is also mechanically the thing that can get him off track at times as well. That cross the body. He looks like he's throwing it into the Cubs dugout when he lands. It's a very difficult thing to see as a hitter, I would imagine.
Yeah, he steps across his body. It's a catch-22 for Arrieta. You can see that's the spot he lands at, which is so far across his body, almost like you said, stepping into the third base dugout. But that gives him the deception, which makes it more difficult to hit.
Here's Chase Utley. And that hit him. That grazed Utley. First pitch, Utley is aboard. A hit batter for Arrieta. Utley batting in the 8th spot in the order tonight. Let's see where it got him.
Just a breaking ball that bounces off his left heel. Went around his front leg, or sorry, the front heel.
Base runner with 2 outs. That'll bring the pitcher Alex Wood to the plate. Left-handed thrower is Wood, but a right-handed batter. Wood had 3 hits this year during the regular season. He was 3 for 52. He did have 4 RBIs this season. Doesn't pose much of a threat at the plate. His mound opponent tonight, Jake Arrieta, is the guy that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's shown that on occasion in his career.
Chase Utley hit now 6 times in the postseason, 199 in the regular season.
1-1. Arrieta slings it in for a strike. Goes to 1-2 now. You see where he lands. He is in no danger whatsoever of landing in the landing spot of Alex Wood. That's about as far apart as 2 pitchers could be. The 1-2 and a swing and a miss. A strikeout for Arrieta. 4 strikeouts, first 2 innings. 2 zeros on the board for Jake. Let's take a look at our superhero of the game, brought to you by Justice League, in theaters November 17th. And how about we go with Masahiro Tanaka? What a performance today He goes 7 shutout innings with 8 strikeouts as the Yankees beat the Astros again.
They beat him, and they beat a guy that's always been their nemesis, Dallas Keuchel, who only got into the 5th.
Keuchel giving up 4 earned runs in 4 2/3 today. Yankees down 0-2 to Cleveland. They come back, win that series. Down 0-2 to the Astros. Now they have taken a series lead as that one heads back to Houston. Great pitching matchup Friday with Severino against Verlander for Game 6. Here at Wrigley, it is Cubs-Dodgers Game 4. Dodgers with a commanding 3-0 lead in the series. Alex Wood facing Anthony Rizzo to start the frame. Jake Arrieta has worked 2 scoreless. He has struck out 4. He's hit a batter. Has a walk as well, giving up the 1 hit. 1-1 to Rizzo. Hit hard but foul. Look out in the seats.
Again, it was the youngsters. Judge with an RBI double, Sanchez with a home run. Brett Gardner, I believe, has 10 hits now in that series.
One ball, 2 strikes to Rizzo. Count evens at 2-2. As a team, the Cubs come into this series with a 172 batting average as a ball club. They had the breakout game in Game 5 of the NLDS, but they are really struggling offensively, and that does put a lot of burden on guys like Schwarber, Bryant, Rizzo. Certainly Bryant and Rizzo carrying the load all year as Wood strikes him out, goes with the high fastball. First strikeout for Alex Wood. He's retired the first 4 he's faced.
Well, we talked about it before. 4 home runs. Home runs in this series is the only way that the Cubs have scored. They've not been able to put together hits. Yesterday in the first inning they had 3 hits but only scored 1 run.
You start looking at the Cubs statistically, and what they do best during the regular season is get on base. They led the National League in on base percentage, but they are dead last among all the postseason teams this year. And Wood has retired the first 4 with a strikeout, facing Wilson Contreras. Good to see the Cubs catcher back in there tonight. He left yesterday's game and he's about to leave the yard here. Contreras with a long home run that hits the scoreboard. Wow. A bomb. 1-0 Cubs.
I don't think that Contreras can hit a ball further than this. Right on it, great extension, and as you said, off the scoreboard. Well, maybe he can hit him that far.
Yeah, the bullpen back in their home run dance, and they're hoping it will last here tonight. Wilson Contreras, that got them off their seats in a hurry here. Didn't even have time to set it up for Contreras, who left yesterday's game. He was hit in the forearm. He was crossed up on a pitch. It drilled him on a pitch ball to the plate. He had to exit the game. A little bit of question whether he'd come back here tonight. He's in there, and he delivers a lightning strike here in the 2nd inning.
Joe Madden was asked about it, and he said the reason that he took him out of the game yesterday is he wanted to get ice on it and get him ready so he could play today. He's got the first big hit.
He has really been on a home run binge against some of the best winners on the mound. If you take a look at the pitchers who ended up in the top 10 in wins in the National League this year, Wood would be one of them, a 16-game winner. Contreras has 8 home runs in 45 at-bats against the top 10 winners. Gives you an idea. He's not only hitting the best pitchers in a game, but he's also hitting for power against some of the best. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Russell. Count evens at 2-2. Russell has homered in this series. All of the Cubs runs, all 5 at this point, coming on the long ball. Adding Contreras' home run a moment ago. There's a swing and a miss. Wood strikes him out. and made him look bad doing it. Second strikeout for Wood, both coming in this second inning.
Well, Wood has 3 real strong pitches. That fastball that he tries to keep down in the strike zone, change up off of that fastball, and that back foot slider, which he just struck out Russell on.
Wood going through the scouting report, mouthing it a little bit. You can see he's going through the mental Rolodex. And a big swing by Javier Baez. Baez back in the starting lineup here tonight. Joe Maddon is desperate for Baez to get going offensively. He told us yesterday that he hates not having Baez in the lineup, but because of his offensive struggles, 0 for his last 20 in the postseason, he had to take a chance yesterday and go with a different lineup, but not the case here tonight. If he's going to win with the guys that have helped him all year, and Baez would be one of those hitters. Baez hit 23 home runs during the regular season, drove in 75. Hits that one in the air to left. He's watching it. It's got some hook on it. It is up and it is gone. Javier Baez with a solo shot. 2-0 Chicago.
Well, he's such a dynamic defensive player, and when he is swinging right, he can produce big results. Finally off the snide with this long ball that just stays fair.
His first hit of the postseason, his first hit since a home run in Game 7 of last year's World Series against Kluber. If you're going to break out of a slump, that's the way to do it if you're Javier Baez. It had gone 0 for 23 between hits, and in this case between home runs, as John Jay with a big swing. Jay hitting in the 6th spot in the order yesterday. Madden's got him hitting 8th in this lineup against the left-hander. No balls, 2 strikes on Jay, and a swing and a miss. Alex Wood strikes him out. He strikes out 3 in the inning, but the Cubs strike for 2. Wilson Contreras off the scoreboard. Javier Baez just inside the foul pole, and the Chicago Cubs breathing a little life at Wrigley in Game 4. Cubs put 2 on that handheld scoreboard, that hand-operated board out in center field. And it's 2-0 Chicago as we head to the 3rd now. Jake Arrieta back on the mound. Top of the order coming up for the Dodgers. Chris Taylor leads off, then Bellinger, then Turner. And if you're Jake Arrieta right now, this probably needs to be approached like a 9th inning save situation, the way the Dodgers have been answering their opponents' scoring innings.
Well, that's been the theme really for the Dodgers. If they do give up a couple, it seems like they come right back.
Last night, Cubs jumped out 1-0. Dodgers covered it the very next half inning on that Ethier home run. And been a similar story throughout this postseason for Dave Roberts' crew, even going back into the division series against the Diamondbacks. 2-0 to Taylor. 2-1. Arrieta threw a no-hitter against the Dodgers 2 years ago. Has 2 no-hitters in the major leagues. The 2015 season is going to be the season he will never forget. Won the Cy Young Award that year. Just a dominant year all season long as Taylor skies one to left. The wind's going to take it out to Schwarber. Out number 1. Just a reminder that Bleacher Report connects you to the teams, players, and moments that matter most in sports culture. You can download the free Bleacher Report app. Stay dialed into the MLB playoffs this year. One away for Cody Bellinger. Took the collar last night. Bellinger was 0 for 5. Arrieta struck him out in the 1st inning. Bellinger headed for the Rookie of the Year, most would say. Probably a unanimous Rookie of the Year selection, and he hammers one right field. That is up, and that ball is up and gone. Cody Bellinger with a strike. And it took no time to get out of here. Bellinger is on the board with his 2nd postseason home run, his 1st of the NLCS. And it's 2-1 Cubs.
And again, the Dodgers trying to answer right back. A slider from Arrieta that doesn't get inside enough. Right down the middle and covered by Bellinger. 39 home runs this year.
Wow. That had some heat on it. The 3 home runs we've seen in this game, leaving the bat at a very high rate of speed. Here's Turner now. Takes a ball down and away. That has been the staple of the Dodgers offensive attack. There's been a lot of talk about their pitching, rightly so. Their bullpen has grabbed most of the headlines. But when they do give up runs as a pitching staff, their offense has covered quickly. And in the last 3 games, they've covered in the very next half inning.
It's incredible bat speed, a full swing there from Bellinger. Most hitters today, they have spread out stances. He has his feet close together.
1 ball, 1 strike on Justin Turner. Arrieta walked him his last time up, got him into a 2-strike count. And then Arrieta threw him a 3-2 slider that 95% of the league's going to swing and miss at. And Turner just watched it go by and took his walk. Next level hitter right now, Justin Turner. Self-made superstar right here. No one ever saw this coming. Turner kind of middling around with the Orioles and then the Mets, and ended up signing a minor league free agent deal with the Dodgers. He's turned himself into one of the great right-handed hitters in the game. He draws another walk, his 2nd walk. And a runner on with 1 away. Let's take a look at StatCast, Ronnie, powered by Amazon Web Services.
There you go. 108 miles an hour off the bat of Bellinger. Just a seed to right field.
Turner is on. Here is Yasiel Puig now. Puig with a line drive single to left his first time up. It's one thing Yasiel Puig has done a lot in this postseason. He's been taking the first pitch. He has seen a lot of pitches per plate appearance. Much more disciplined hitter in the playoffs than he was during the regular season.
Dodgers don't run a lot, but you can run off Arrieta if you choose.
Puig pops this one up. In the infield it goes. And it'll be Bryant to make the call and the catch. Out number 2 as Arrieta retires Puig. Arrieta, a 14-game winner this year, 14-10, at a 3.53 earned run average this season. But there was a lot of concern coming into the postseason for Arrieta because of a September hamstring injury. Had an injured hamstring on Labor Day, had to leave his start in Pittsburgh and knocked him out for about 3 weeks. Ronnie came back and just didn't look himself. Had some short starts prior to, but Arrieta says he is feeling great right now. The rest has helped him, and he felt no ill effects of the hamstring injury in his division series start in Game 4.
I think because of his mechanics, having a tweaked hamstring makes it a little more difficult for Jake in the way he throws. Such a big athlete. He looks like a football tight end when you see him in the locker room.
Andre Ethier with 2 away, runner at first, Turner. Arrieta in there with a strike.
You can see the Dodgers complaining a little bit about home plate umpire Jim Wolf's strike zone. Jim Wolf is a guy who likes to hunt strikes, more of a pitcher's umpire. And this is the lower half of Arrieta, where he steps, how much he pushes off with that leg. That's a lot of strain on the lower half.
Hit hard right to Baez. He'll throw to first for good measure. Just skipped on him, and a 4-3 put out to end the inning, but the Dodgers get a home run ball from their fabulous rookie Cody Bellinger. Second postseason homer for the kid, and the Dodgers are on the board in Game 4. The E-League Injustice 2 World Championship begins soon on TBS. Alex Wood back to work for the Dodgers. Los Angeles, as they have done so often in this postseason, answering. Getting a run on a home run from Bellinger. Jake Arrieta leads off, the Cubs pitcher who can swing the bat a little bit.
He's the best hitting pitcher in this series. 5 home runs in the regular season, 1 in the post.
Normally bats without batting gloves. He's got them on tonight. He must be really anxious to grip it and rip it, huh? Arrieta hit a home run off Madison Bumgarner last year in the division series. That was a 3-run home run in Game 3 in San Francisco. Has a home run this year. And down he goes on strikes. Alex Wood with his 4th strikeout gives us a chance to check in with Sam Ryan, who caught up with Dodger skipper Dave Roberts a moment ago.
Dave, questions about Alex on the extended rest, how he would respond. Would he be amped up? What are you seeing?
Yeah, you know, I think that he's controlling his emotions pretty well. You know, right now I think he's throwing the ball well. He just made the mistake up with Contreras, and I thought the pitch to Baez was good, slider down and in. But I think his emotions and stuff's coming out good.
Now 1.5 times through the order against Jake Arrieta. What are you seeing from these at-bats?
I think that we're continuing to grind, trying to make him throw pitches. Right now, I think he's a little bit on point, throwing some strikes, but I think that we're still seeing pitch and still making him work, and I think we got a good plan tonight.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, thanks to Dave Roberts. Thank you, Sam. Dodgers have a couple of hits. They have 2 walks as well. Turner's drawn both of the walks offensively. There's been a hit batter from Arrieta.
I was mentioning before that Alex Wood started the season 11-0, only gave up 2 home runs in the first half. Well, he's matched that tonight.
Almora back at the top of the Cubs order. There's some injuries for Alex Wood in the second half. Had a shoulder impingement that took him out of the rotation for a while. But overall, just a fantastic season. 16 wins, 3 losses, a 2.72 ERA. One good news stat for the Dodgers concerning Alex Wood: in his last 16 starts, 14 of those he pitched at least 6 innings, including his last start against the San Diego Padres. Now that's been 3 weeks ago. He's been excellent on the road as well. His last 11 away from Dodger Stadium, a 1.85 earned run average. There's a hot shot over to third, right to Turner, and he'll take care of Almora for the 2nd out of the inning.
You know, you were mentioning the shoulder impingement. In today's game with the 10-day disabled list, you're seeing a lot of pitchers, when they don't feel 100%, they're put on that 10-day disabled list or more and rested for a while so they can come back and be strong. That's a very common thing throughout the game.
2 outs facing Kyle Schwarber. Wood dealt with some injuries last year as well. He won 1 game last season, turned it around to win 16 this season, but he made only 14 starts last year. He actually had elbow surgery, elbow debridement surgery. Ron, what do you got on that?
I don't have anything on that.
Did knock him out for the season. Had to do a little cleanup on aisle 5, I think it was.
There we go.
Well, 14 starts last year, or 10 starts, 14 games, and his spot in the starting rotation, which he locked down this season, was not his to be offered in spring training. Alex Wood gets that spot of the rotation when Rich Hill couldn't answer the bell coming out of spring training with a blister. So Alex Wood jumped into that spot. See his fastball velocity dropping as the season has gone, but he took an opportunity and ran with it, making the All-Star team for the first time. Right to Bellinger. Schwarber will ground out, 3 unassisted, and Wood comes back with a 3 up, 3 down third. 3 in the books at Wrigley. 2-1 Cubs as we go to the 4th in Game 4.
Stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me the MLB postseason schedule.
Back at Wrigley Field, Chicago, Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. It is a beautiful autumn night here in Chicago. Temperatures in the low 60s, might be dipping into the upper 50s tonight. Just what you'd hope for October baseball. Jake Arrieta facing Curtis Granderson to start the 4th inning. Granderson a strikeout victim in the 2nd. Arrieta struck him out looking. Arrieta with 4 Ks through the first 2 innings, giving up his first run last inning on a Cody Bellinger homer. Arrieta's been much better at home this year than on the road. His ERA at Wrigley was 2.71. Really been able to not only embrace Wrigley Field but master pitching at Wrigley Field even when the wind blows out. This ballpark will give away a lot of home runs, but it'll take away just as many, because when the wind's blowing in here, it can be very much a pitcher's ballpark. As Arrieta strikes out Granderson, strikeout number 5. Moments ago, Sam caught up with Joe Maddon.
Joe, last time out from Jake, we saw the 5 walks, the elevated pitch count. What's the difference tonight?
Well, so far the fastball has been a little bit more consistent. Looks like great movement from over here. I'm sure you can tell better on television. Good movement on the fastball, more strike throwing.
As far as the offense is concerned, contributions from 2 of the formerly quiet bats, especially Javi. How much can this jumpstart the offense?
We're going to find out. I mean, you know, Wood's pretty good. We have to find some kind of consistency on our approach. You need a couple more base runners and then get one of those, as opposed to the solo homer.
Thanks so much.
And our thanks to Joe Maddon. As Arrieta faces Yasmani Grandal, switch hitting catcher, making his first start of this NLCS. Austin Barnes got the call for the first 3 games. Feels like Barnes has been able to wrestle away the starting duties behind the plate. They'd have been operating in a platoon prior to that. Barnes as the backup to Grandal, but Barnes is hitting. He's a right-handed bat. Grandal is a switch hitter, but Roberts likes him in there tonight against Arrieta, and he likes him catching Alex Wood. 2 balls and a strike.
Grandal only has a couple of hits off Arrieta, but one of those is a home run.
Chase Utley would be next. 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order to face Arrieta here in the 4th. And Arrieta walks Grandal. Grandal on the first pitch his last time up bounced to first base. This time patient approach at the plate. Arrieta issues his 3rd walk of the game.
I told you his last start against the Nationals, 5 walks in 4 innings for Arrieta.
Chase Utley steps in with 1 away. Length is a very important topic for a starting pitcher on the mound for the Cubs tonight, because Joe Maddon knows his bullpen has been shaky, to say the least. He would like for Arrieta, in his perfect world, of course, he would finish the game like he did in the wild card game a couple of years ago, but he is certainly hoping to get 7 out of him. That would set him up perfectly for 1 inning prior to Wade Davis, or you could bring Davis on for a 2-out or 2-inning save perhaps. Joe Maddon has not been able to use his closer in this series. The Dodgers have not trailed after the 5th inning in this LCS. On the ground, first base, Rizzo steps on the bag, needs a tag at second, gets the tag from Russell. A double play. The slick fielding Anthony Rizzo, the Gold Glover, turns it into a 3-6 double play. Inning is over. Cubs have a 2-1 lead. Tonight's aerial coverage is being brought to you by State Farm. State Farm is here to help life go right. Downtown Chicago, and not too far from there, we are on the north side at Wrigley Field. And the Cubs have a 2-1 lead. It's got to be one of the best seats in the house operating that scoreboard.
You're right.
Alex Wood against Chris Bryant swings at the first pitch. Underway here in the bottom of the fourth. Bryant lined out. He hit a rocket in the first inning, but right at Ethier and left.
His at-bats in the last 2 games have been better.
Bryant with a couple of hits yesterday. It's been a struggling hitter for the Cubs. Hit second most of the year and mostly played third base this season. The reigning MVP. Cubs without that solid leadoff man as they had in Dexter Fowler last season. And it might have had something to do with the lack of RBIs for Bryant. His OPS this season was actually higher than it was last year in his MVP season. But Bryant would be the first to tell you his success rate with runners in scoring position, it was not where he wanted it. And thus the RBIs a little lower than you would expect from a talent like Bryant. Been a Rookie of the Year, an MVP, and a World Series champion in his first 2 seasons in the big leagues.
Crazy, right? Plays a myriad of positions last year, wins the MVP, and they figured, okay, just make it solid for him, keep him at third base, it'll make it easier, he'll have even a bigger year, and he didn't.
Bryant and Brizzo, as they are known around here. And the combo that the Cubs are hoping gets going offensively. A little bit low. Bryant did come up in 15. Started the year in the minor leagues and weren't real sure if the Cubs are trying to wait to start the clock on him or what. But it didn't last long. He was up and he was a star right away. Crowd is hopeful. Alex Wood deals. Gets in on the hands of Bryant.
If you remember 15, he had one of those unbelievable spring trainings where it seemed like he was hitting a home run every other day, and there was much clamoring from the fans of the Cubbies to bring him up. But that starting the clock thing is a huge thing for ball clubs.
Full count. Wood deals on the ground to short. Taylor over there again tonight. Zips it across to first for the out. Well, you start talking about potential MVPs of this series. If the Dodgers win this series and go to the World Series, one of the things that might give Taylor a leg up at this point is the fact that he's played center field beautifully and he's played shortstop the last 2 games beautifully.
I don't know if I've ever seen in the postseason a guy be able to be that good defensively at both positions.
When you think about the greats of the game, those who are in the Hall of Fame, those who have played center field and shortstop, one name comes to mind: Robin Yount, the great Brewer who won an MVP at both positions. And Taylor, with that kind of athleticism, now adding the outfield to the mix. What a valuable piece he is for the Dodgers. Rizzo struck out his last time up.
Might be forgetting my history here, but didn't Yount go to the outfield to make room for Gary Sheffield at the shortstop position?
Yeah, first player to homer is an outfielder and a shortstop. Homered last night as a shortstop and then hit one as a center fielder in Los Angeles. Game 2, that put him ahead. It's just a rare combination for a player to change positions. Of course, Yount did it at such a high level at both positions prior to, but the versatility that is required in the game right now, the versatility is what got Taylor on the field. And now he has proven to be an everyday player wherever you feel like putting him. Rizzo Fights one all foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rizzo. Cubs launched 2 homers in the second inning, both solo shots. Contreras and Baez.
Wood is trying to make Rizzo cover 2 spots, down and in with that changeup and up and in with the fastball. Difficult to cover both.
Wood starting to get the ground balls now, 3 in a row. And he has retired 6 straight, and a strikeout on Rizzo. He put it by him. Rizzo, strikeout victim number 5. All right, Ron, let's take a look at the art of performance presented by Jaguar. Distance on those home runs tonight. Contreras, 491 feet, 3rd longest this season, and the longest in the postseason here in the StatCast there. 491. Goodness.
Whoa.
Off the scoreboard in deep left center. Two outs for Contreras.
I hurt your feelings as a pitcher when you see that number.
And it's all over, isn't it? The StatCast era. You poor guys. Exit velocity and home run distance.
I mean, it's not bad enough, you know, it's a bad pitch because it's left the ballpark. Now they got to add more stats to it.
Slight breeze blowing out. On the ground, and Wood tried to backhand it, can't get it. Taylor's there, throw to first in time. Well, Taylor had to redirect at the shortstop position. He does so. That'll be a 1-6-3 put out to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Wood. 7 in a row. That World Series championship ring. The reigning world champion Cubs on the ropes here tonight. Dodgers can eliminate the Chicago Cubs, and the Dodgers can erase some history between World Series appearances. Been 29 years. since they last won a National League pennant. 1988 Dodgers, led by Kirk Gibson and company. Alex Wood, the Dodger pitcher, starts it. And he tries to bunt his way on. That's a good bunt. And Arrieta fires to first, and it is in time for the out. Called out on the field. Alex Wood is sure that he is safe. He's not heading back to the dugout.
I thought he was out. There was just some confusion here between Arrieta and Contreras. And I think the ball just beat him. Here's the end of the play. Yeah, just beat him.
Yeah, bang, bang play. First base umpire Bill Welke.
And they're going to check it, though.
They'll take a look. Managers get 2 challenges in the postseason. That is +1 from the regular season. So you use them when you can. You never know. You might get a call, but that looked like it was clearly an out. Remember, it's when the ball touches leather in the glove, and our high-speed replays allow you to see all of this. It's not just when it disappears in the glove.
I've always heard that it's when it's in the interior of the glove is what they use. Foot's up, ball's in the interior of the glove. That's a hard call because there's every belief that do you want your pitcher to be on the bases running?
Right. So it is confirmed.
Contreras went to take that away from Arrieta, bounced off him like Arrieta was a refrigerator.
Lance Barksdale, the replay umpire for this window of this NLCS, making a call quickly. Big curveball from Arrieta hits the strike zone.
His curveball's been better than his slider. Fastball command has been good. Slider has not been there yet, but that curveball has.
Shakes to the fastball. And he slings it, misses with it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taylor is 0 for 2. A couple of fly ball outs to center. The first fly ball out was deep. He sent Almora back to the warning track. Caught it just in front of the ivy.
That's the pitch for Arrieta when he has his special games against right-handed hitters. If he's hitting that outside corner with that way he pitches and stepping across his body, very difficult for them to put it in play.
2-1 the count, and a swing and a miss. Taylor trying to hit one in the air. He talked about his mechanical changes at the plate that has resulted in all of these home runs. Dave Roberts telling us about the big loop that was in his swing and forced him to start that bat early against velocity and made him susceptible to the breaking ball. But it's a totally different hitter at the plate right now. And you're looking at 2 guys in Taylor and Arrieta. These are 2 guys that have figured it out at the major league level. Some skill set there, talent, and both figuring out how to be successful. Of course, Arrieta emerging as one of the game's great pitchers after his days in Baltimore. Full count. Taylor, defensive swing. He's down on strikes. Contreras has to secure it at first. He does so. And a strikeout for Arrieta. That is number 6.
Threw him the kitchen sink on this pitch sequence against Taylor. First pitch curveball. Came back with the fastball away. Missed badly. Missed badly twice with fastball. Then threw the 2-1 slider, which got him back in the count. Missed again outside. And then finally came inside with the fastball with all that movement.
Wow.
And the check swing by Taylor.
It's incredible what these guys can do with a baseball. We saw it last night, and Darvish at this kind of velocity. I made the mention last night. They make it look like a wiffle ball. If you've ever played wiffle ball in the backyard, Darvish was fantastic last night, and he had the ball dancing all over the place. What a boost for the Dodgers to get 2 outstanding starts from Yu Darvish in this postseason. Both wins, his first 2 career wins in the postseason. And he's the only right-hander in the postseason rotation for Los Angeles right now, with the 3 lefties. Bellinger, mighty swing. One ball, 2 strikes. He launched a homer in the 3rd. Arrieta with 2 away. He deals. And a shot right at Russell. Bellinger hit it hard, but a line drive out. And Jake Arrieta back-to-back scoreless innings. Cubs in the lead. It's 2-1. Game 4 of the NLCS on TBS. Hit so far this postseason. T-Mobile donation for hurricane recovery efforts are up over $600,000, and it's growing with every home run hit. Help break $1 million by including hashtag HR4HR in your tweet, and T-Mobile will donate an additional $1 each time. All things quiet out there on Sheffield. Statue of Ron Santo greets the fans as you walk into historic Wrigley Field. Opened up in 1914. This classic venue. And the Cubs are back in the NLCS for the 3rd consecutive season, the 2nd straight year against Los Angeles. Addison Russell starts it against Wood. And Wood even in the count, a ball and a strike. Wood's on a nice little run right now. He's retired 7 in a row. And he's getting the ground balls and the strikeouts since the 2nd inning. Wood has 5 Ks at this point. When he's right, he gets a ton of ground balls, which is a good mix today with the wind blowing out at Wrigley. And I think the wind's actually picked up a little bit since we hit the air. Take you back to game 2. The Cubs have had the lead in all of the games to start, and Russell gave him a lead in game 2 with this solo home run. His first home run of the postseason this year. 4th career postseason homer, and 3 of those 4 coming against Los Angeles.
Well, Wood's changeup has really picked up here as he moves along. It's a little high in the strike zone early in the game, but now everything on the knees are lower.
Got into a couple of games in the postseason in 2013. That was as a member of the Braves. Pitched in one game in the NLCS 2 years ago, and then had that NLCS performance last year with one game, or NLDS I should say, a couple of years ago. Always watching the trips through the batting order for Alex Wood as the Cubs go second time through now. He's actually better second time through the batting order, 2 points better for an opponent batting average than he is first time through. And overall the numbers are just outstanding for Alex Wood. We bring that up because the Dodgers pay very close attention to the numbers first, second, and third time through the batting order, and we've seen a lot of early hooks for the starters in this series.
I think that's why you were talking about all the starts that he had that were at least 6 innings pitched. Most pitchers' numbers, when you see that, they're around 275 or higher when they get to the third time through the lineup.
Just 223 for Wood third time. And he's going to get a call on Russell. He strikes him out to start the 5th inning. 6 strikeouts for Alex Wood as we check in with Casey Stern. He's in our Atlanta studio. Casey. Oh, and it is easy to envision here a Yankees-Dodgers World Series, a classic World Series from baseball's past. Of course, the Cubs and the Astros are hoping to write their own script, but as the Yankees have won 3 in a row and have the lead, that series headed back to Houston, resuming on Friday.
It'll be a good pitching matchup there for Game 6. Verlander and Severino.
Lighting up the radar gun. That'll be fun to watch. Baez in the air to left field, got some carry. Ethier's looking up, and this one is gone. Another home run for Javier Baez. 3-1 Chicago. Baez with 2 solo shots.
He's hit 2 pitcher's pitches. This is a changeup down out of the strike zone. And with the wind blowing out, gets it over the fence. His first home run was a slider down and in.
Left only to shake his head. Alex Wood buried it down, and Baez buggy whipped it out of here. You heard Dave Roberts talk about the Baez home run in the second. He told Sam, he goes, that's a good pitch. That was a good pitch by Alex. Baez has gotten him twice, and the crowd chanting his name as Jay with a foul tip into the mitt. Curtain call from Baez. Third home run of the game for the Cubs. All of their runs in this LCS courtesy of the home run ball as Jay goes down the line foul. We talked yesterday as we hit the air. One of the goals for the Chicago Cubs was to get their identity back inside the friendly confines here at Wrigley Field. That didn't happen yesterday. It did in the first inning. Looked like they were off to a good start. But Yu Darvish and then that Dodger bullpen kept this place quiet the rest of the night. They'll ask if he went. He does go. It's a swing, and John Jay is down on strikes.
All you can do as a pitcher is execute your pitch. He did, and just the talent of Baez made the difference.
The bullpen dance. So they're trying to keep things normal even though they're down 3-0. I believe that was Lester Strode back there. I'm not sure what exactly he was doing. Here's Jake Arrieta now with 2 away. game has changed so much on so many levels. A lot more style in the game.
That's right.
A lot more fun in the game.
Seen the home runs. Guys have watched it as they've gone out, dancing in the bullpen. I wouldn't say I would have participated, but I like watching it.
Now that is one guy that has been the most entertaining player to watch in this postseason. Yasiel Puig performing at a very high level between the lines and giving us a lot to look at around it. Here's Arrieta with a base hit. Sounded like he broke his bat, but it's going to die happy as Arrieta is aboard with a 2-out single.
We said it before, he's the best hitting pitcher in this series. And he gets a 2-0 fastball away from Wood and dumps it into left field.
Arrieta with 8 hits during the regular season. And a single here to turn the lineup over, get back to the top at Almora. Yasmani Grandal with a quick visit. There is activity in the Los Angeles bullpen. Ross Stripling up and throwing now. Saw him yesterday, gave up a couple of hits, faced just 2 batters. Javier Baez with a 2nd home run of the game. And now Dave Roberts is on his way out.
Does he not like this matchup with Wood and Almora Jr.? He does not.
Yeah, he's going to make the call to the pen. So Dave Roberts, who believes in his bullpen, is going to take Wood out with 2 outs in the 5th inning. He'll exit down 3-1 and a Javi Baez homer, giving the Cubs that 2-run lead. We'll set up the new pitcher, Stripling. He'll face Almora when we continue. Championship Series is presented by Camping World. Cubs have another one on the board. Home run by Baez makes it 3-1. Pitching change for Dave Roberts. And going to his bullpen here in the 5th, Ross Stripling, who has been the only Dodger reliever to give up hits in this NLCS. Gave up 2 of them last night. On to work to Almora.
Including 1 to Almora, a double. So interesting choice by Dave Roberts.
Albert Almora Jr. back at the top of the order, 3rd time through the batting order. It is almost automatic with Dave Roberts right now because of the success of his bullpen. Now you get 3rd time through the order if you're down. Well, they haven't really been down, but if you're a little shaky at all, there's a shot right back to the mound. 1 pitch and Stripling is out of the inning. Cubs leave a man, but Javier Baez gets a curtain call after his second homer. 2-homer game in the postseason for Javier Baez, makes it 3-1 Chicago.
Justin Turner leading off for the LA Dodgers. When you watch him hit, one of the reasons he's one of the best hitters in the National League or in baseball is that he can do many things. Pull the ball in the hole. He can go the other way when he's trying to drive in and run. And he can also, if he get behind him, go for the deep ball. That was the big home run on Sunday night in Los Angeles.
Let's see what kind of swing he puts together against Arrieta. Turner has walked twice. He is seeing the ball well out of the hand of Arrieta so far tonight. Arrieta had him in a 3-2 count first time up. Arrieta is very close to starting to lock in that outside corner fastball, that comeback sinker that he throws. If he does, don't know if he can get there, but if he does, he is almost impossible to handle. As Turner turns that one around. Arrieta getting too much of the strike zone that time, and Justin Turner makes him pay. That was a much shorter, compact swing for Turner.
Well, leading off an inning, just trying to get on base with a single. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. Almost exactly like one of the hits we just showed you, or swings we just showed you.
Turner starts it with a base hit. The Dodgers have a man on here in the 6th. Bosio to the phone, the pitching coach. The Dodgers are trailing for the first time this postseason after the 5th inning. As we open up play in the 6th, they have not trailed in a game, and the Cubs know that if they're going to get the Dodgers feeling any pressure at all with a 3-0 series lead right now, in this game 4, they have to get the lead late. Arrieta has been able to do that, and now we'll see how long Joe Maddon is going to let it ride with Arrieta. You know he would love to buy 2 more innings out of him, by the way.
Well, he's got a comfortable pitch count. That was his 78th pitch. Should be able to throw 100+ in this game, despite not pitching a lot in September. Cubs bullpen in the postseason 28 1/3 innings pitched, 6 home runs, and 23 walks.
Yeah.
That will keep you away, and you hope your starter can get those 21 outs.
Yeah, that will have a manager being a little more of a risk taker with his starter, especially one of the caliber of Arrieta. Pedro Strop is loosening in the bullpen. Arrieta had 2 wins in the World Series last year. He beat Trevor Bauer in Game 2 of the World Series, and then in an elimination game in Game 6, he sent the Cubs to a Game 7 with a victory against Cleveland as Puig fouls it away. So he's pitched in 2 elimination games for the Cubs. That Game 6 of the World Series last season and the wild card game in 2015. And he was terrific on both counts. Two balls, 2 strikes. Arrieta has 1 double play. Got that off the bat of Utley. Puig, the tying run at the plate here in the 6th inning. On the ground, Arrieta's got it. Fired to second. And a good catch by Baez. He gets the out at second. That ball was headed for center field. And Baez showing a little vertical leap to go up to get that one. Wisely holds the throw as well.
Well, smart play by Baez. Good play by Arrieta, but the high throw. Just get the sure out. The interesting thing for most pitchers, when they start this double play, it's the only time they ever throw uphill. And that's why the throw was a little high, and my bad.
Now, Puig does run exceptionally well, but Arrieta got that one 2 second quickly. If it's on the mark, they'll have a great chance to get 2. Instead, Puig at first. And here comes Andre Ethier. Now, Ethier came up empty on that swing, but that swing is still a thing of beauty for Andre Ethier. He has had one of those classic left-handed swings his entire career. He's now 36 years of age, making back-to-back starts in this LCS, and he comes up empty again. No balls and 2 strikes. Ethier, 1 career hit against Arrieta. He's 1 for 9. Puig at first. The 0-2 is outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Ethier is now homered in back-to-back NLCS games against the Cubs. He did it last year in Game 1, and then he homered last night to tie the game. One away here. Arrieta deals, and he struck him out. Jake Arrieta comes back to get Ethier. 2nd out of the inning. Strikeout number 7 for Arrieta.
Shook off Contreras 4 times to get to this changeup, and he just bounces it right on the plate for the strikeout. Backhanded scoop by Contreras.
2 gone in the inning now. Ethier is out. Here comes Granderson. Granderson has struck out twice. Arrieta got him looking in the first, rather the 2nd inning, his first at bat. Struck him out swinging in the 4th, and he starts him with a strike.
Only batted .161 after being traded over to the Dodgers. 7 of his 18 hits were home runs, though.
Only 1 hit in this postseason. That was a pinch hit single against the Diamondbacks. Granderson 1 for 13. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And 2 with 2 outs. Granderson coming to the Dodgers in mid-August, coming from the Mets, giving them a little depth, some experience. His first start in the LCS. Arrieta's got him 1-2. Cubs are trying to turn the worm here in this NLCS. Down 3-0 in the series to the Dodgers, but they have a lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Schwarber on the first pitch sends it a mile high and a mile foul. Well, so far, Ron, the Cubs jumping out early. Now all of their runs are coming on the home run ball. Contreras with a 491-foot home run in the second. Baez hit one that same inning. Baez came back, hit another in the 5th. And all of their runs in this series courtesy of the long ball, but they're on the board with the lead late, something they have not been able to enjoy as the Dodgers have dominated this series. Schwarber shatters his bat. Shift is on. That's Turner over there near the bag at second. He'll make the play for the out. One away in the 6th. Kenta Maeda is the right-hander. Tony Watson is the left-hander for Dave Roberts. And he's He's got Chris Bryant coming up. Anthony Rizzo to follow. Be interesting to watch Dave Roberts manage with a deficit now, something he has not had to do very often in this postseason. It's been a pretty automatic, systematic bullpen situation for Dave Roberts. You kind of are able to think along with him when a certain pitcher is going to face a certain batter. As this postseason is unfolded, you're finding out who the key matchups are for certain pitchers at a certain time of a game. Reigning National League Manager of the Year, Dave Roberts.
When he's had the lead, you think that this would be the last hitter that Stripling would face. Watson would face Rizzo.
Chris Bryant tonight is 0 for 2. Hit the ball sharply in the first, lined out to left, and then he grounded to short in the fourth.
Stripling's splits are good, though. He gets left-handers out with that good curveball.
Swings right through a fastball from Stripling. A ball and 2 strikes. Stripling came on, got the final out of the 5th inning. Hot shot by Almora right back to the mound. Alex Wood pulled after 4 2/3, giving up 3 runs, 3 home runs. Wood finished with 7 strikeouts tonight. 1 2. Back upstairs. Bryant almost hit by the pitch. See what he has in mind. 2-2. Stripling deals and a foul out of play.
Well, from Stripling, you'll get a good cut fastball, and he's got an excellent curveball also.
Bryant battling. Stripling with a 2-2. There's the big curveball, and down goes Bryant. The lollipop from Stripling for out number 2. Well, what a pitch that is. And that's going to be the last pitch he throws. Gets 3 outs for Dave Roberts with the left-handed Rizzo coming up. Roberts will go to the bullpen. He's got Tony Watson ready to go in a matchup with Rizzo. Stripling. 3 outs and a K out of the bullpen tonight. And here comes the lefty. Being brought to you by State Farm. State Farm is here to help life go right. Beautiful night. Wednesday night in Chicago. Game 4, National League Championship Series. New pitcher Tony Watson. Anthony Rizzo coming up. See the numbers for Watson. He was one of the big acquisitions that helped bolster this bullpen coming from the Pittsburgh Pirates to the Dodgers.
The two Tonys, Tony Cingrani and Tony Watson from the left side.
Two men are out in the 6th inning. Take a look inside the numbers presented by SoFi, a modern finance company. This postseason, Rizzo 4 hits and 5 RBIs in his first 3 games of the division series against Washington. He is 1 for his last 20 and only 1 run batted in, and he's up there with the Cubs leading by 2. Up until last night, Rizzo was the only batter to reach base against the Dodger bullpen in this series. He was hit by a Kenley Jansen pitch. Shift is on for Rizzo. And he pops it into foul territory. That'll be in the seats. Rizzo put together another great season. 32 homers, 109 runs batted in. He has been the model of consistency, anchoring down the middle of that batting order.
When they were struggling earlier this season, they let him off for a few games.
1 ball, 1 strike on Rizzo. Watson fires, and it's a strike. Outside corner. 1-2. Rizzo has been a part of 3 organizations in his career. Started in the Boston system, went to San Diego, got called up to the big leagues with the Padres, and then involved in the Andrew Cashner deal to bring him to the Cubs. He's basically been following Jed Hoyer, the GM. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Not a foul ball. Rizzo is claiming he got a piece. Jim Wolf's not buying it, and the inning is over, and Watson with a strikeout to end it. They can take a look at this here. See if Madden wants to see if he fouled it off. You certainly can review whether it hit him or not, but the swing makes it a moot point. You can't review a foul tip. So I'm not sure what there would be to review in this situation. Yeah, it hit him, but the swing is what counts, so it doesn't matter. This inning's over. I think Joe Madden is making a lineup change. Strike up the band. We're going to break. A strikeout for Rizzo. Cubs lead 3-1. Hey, don't miss the Astros and the Yankees game 6 of the ALCS presented by Camping World. It starts Friday 8 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Our buddies John Smoltz, Joe Buck, they'll have the call for you. What a great pitching matchup they'll have with Verlander and Severino on Friday. Yankees up 3-2 in that series. Dodgers up 3-0 in this series. Jake Arrieta facing Yasmani Grandal. Changes for the Cubs as Madden tightens up his defense. Hayward, the Gold Glover, enters the game in right. That moves Jay from right to left. So an outfield of Jay, Almora, and Hayward. Schwarber is out. Saw Rizzo swing at that last pitch, and the ball actually hit Rizzo in the leg, and then the ricochet got a good piece of Grandal as well. The catcher wearing the other part of that pitch inside.
It's a huge inning for Arrieta and the Cubs. He's got 7, 8, 9 in the batting order.
Grandal walked his last time up. Arrieta got him on a ground ball on the first pitch in the second inning. And ball 4, a first pitch walk. First batter walk, better stated. And action in the Cubs bullpen. Strop, the right-hander. Brian Dunsing, the lefty. Saw Wade Davis back there on the exercise bike, getting the heart pumping. Wade Davis has not pitched in this series after getting 7 outs for Joe Madden in Game 5 of the division series. Utley up there with Grandal at first. Dodgers have Jock Peterson on deck. Got the start in center field last night. Had a double last night. Scored a run. No balls and a strike on Utley. Similar scenario in the 4th. Arrieta walked Grandal, then he got Utley on a double play, and that big breaking ball Utley over the top of. 0-2 the count.
So much break on that curveball from Arrieta. Start outside, ends up in the inside corner. Nice block by Contreras.
Been tough on left-handers tonight. Bellinger has the only hit that home run in the 3rd inning. Left-handed hitters against Arrieta tonight, 1 for 11. Nobody out. Lead runner on. Grandal, he walked, and Utley lays off. 2-2. Last inning, Arrieta giving up a hit to the lead man, Justin Turner. Got Puig on a fielder's choice, and then back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. He has 8 Ks thus far. Sitting on a 2-2 count. Utley had a good cut.
Well, Dave Roberts has put the veterans in the line of Granderson, Ethier, and Utley. They're 0 for 7 so far in this game.
Arrieta doesn't even shake off. He just stares at his catcher. Keep moving. And the 2-2 is a fastball in on the hands of Utley. That's the sign of age right there, right? I mean, how many playoff games have we seen Chase Utley turn that around?
That's right.
Back in the day with the Phillies and when he was at his best.
I was just thinking what you said about Arrieta. Doesn't shake off the signs. He just intimidates Contreras into changing.
Next. Shaking off to the fastball again. He doesn't think Utley can turn on his fastball. 2-2, and Utley fouls it away, and he's late again. So it's a battle here. 7 pitches already between Utley and Arrieta.
I mean, what Arrieta is trying to do here is get Utley, if he can get the ball down, hit it on the ground. Maybe they can turn 2.
100 pitches for Arrieta. It's a good command. There are some walks, but the Dodgers, a team that does not chase. Arrieta pitching well. Only 1 run on the board thus far. And a swing and a miss. Arrieta strikes him out on the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Number 9 for Arrieta, and the first out of the 7th inning.
Well, unlike the big breaking ball he threw before, this one really almost backed up on the outside corner, fooling Utley.
Not all your outs are on good pitches.
No.
Sometimes they hang up there a little bit.
That's right.
Utley swung right under it. Jock Peterson announced as the pinch hitter. One gone. Dodger half of the 7th. And Peterson, a little half swing. I think it was called a strike anyway, right down the heart. 0-1 the count. Peterson 0 for 8 in his career against Arrieta. Saw some signs of life from Jock Peterson, who was left off the Division Series roster, added to this LCS roster with Corey Seager out. And in his first start yesterday, he roped a double down the right field line. That's in front of the plate. Fair ball. Contreras fires to second, out there. And no chance for a throw for Russell. Second out of the inning. Just a reminder, you can head over to TBS Facebook and Twitter right now. You can watch the bottom of the 7th live with Casey, Chef, Pedro, Jimmy, and special guest Ryan Howard. Good to have Ryan Howard on board with us. Bob Guerin is the bench coach. He's on the phone. What'd you see there, Ron?
They're checking to see if Russell came off the bag on that throw from Contreras. And Dave Roberts says no, go ahead. Watch the throw. Kind of pulls Russell a little away from the bag. Very quick feet there.
It was close.
It was close, but yes, the toe's on.
Twice the Cubs possibly with an opportunity to have a double play, could not turn it. Didn't hurt them last inning. Now back to the top of the order. Chris Taylor, the dangerous hitter. 4th at bat against Arrieta tonight. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
An effort by Arrieta, but he's still got to get one more.
Joe Madden put his order in for 7 innings and the lead. And Arrieta is an out away from giving his manager just that in this elimination game. Strike. 1-1.
Dodgers 1 for 11 with men on tonight.
Only hit was that single by Puig in the first inning. Taylor with 2 hits last night, a triple and a homer. He drove in a pair. Hit a 441-foot home run last night to deep center.
Trying to hit another there, just late.
1-2 the count.
Arrieta has one more wipeout slider in him.
Tying run at the plate in Taylor. 1-2, and he misses with it. Gets by Contreras. On his way to second base goes Peterson. A wild pitch. Puts a runner into scoring position with 2 away.
Supposed to be on the inside part of the plate. He held on to it just a little too long, and Contreras couldn't keep it in front of him.
Now they'll work out the sign with a runner at second base. Cubs leading 3-1. 3 solo home runs. Contreras and then 2 by Baez. And Arrieta trying to hold the Dodgers down through 7. Taylor the tying run. Arrieta deals. Boy, he has some kind of power in that swing. There's no 2-strike approach going on right here. Taylor trying to hit one into the bleachers.
Yeah, bat velocity, right? That was a hanging breaking ball there from Arrieta, and he got it back.
Wow. With a hitter going as good as Chris Taylor, he's fortunate to get that one back. Do it again. Another 2-2 coming. Well, it was a strike according to pitch tracks, but Contreras was so far inside.
He was sitting far inside, had to reach across his body. And many times you don't get the call from the umpire when you move your glove this much.
Oh.
Big pitch.
That's just the way it is in the big leagues. Reach across that far. It is rare you see a strike called. Pitch number 110. 3-2 the count with Bellinger on deck. Arrieta fires and a ground ball foul, and here is Taylor just battling away. Chris Taylor and Justin Turner can put together some of the longest at-bats you'll ever see. Fouling pitches off and taking big swings while doing it as well.
Contreras is going to go out. Good time to go out and talk it over with your veteran pitcher. Find out where do you want to go. You've hung a couple sliders here in the last 3 pitches. Maybe try to paint a fastball away.
It has been a full week since Arrieta last pitched. Last pitch in Game 4 of the division series against Washington on Wednesday. 111 pitches, his high for the year. He'll match it with this one. Peterson at second. Here it comes in the dirt, and Taylor draws the walk. Boy, what a terrific plate appearance for Chris Taylor, and the inning is extended, as is the Cubs starter. And Joe Maddon is on his way, and these Cubs fans do not want to see the bullpen in this game, but Maddon is going to make the move. 2 on, 2 out, and Cody Bellinger coming up.
Considering what Bellinger did earlier in the game, you got to make this move.
And listen to this hand for Jake Arrieta on his way out.
Is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
The 2017 National League Championship Series is presented by Camping World. Jake Arrieta taken out. Could possibly be his final start as a Cub. Brian Dunsing enters the game now. Arrieta will exit with a lead, but the Dodgers have 2 on. And the left-handed hitting Cody Bellinger to match up against Dunsing.
Had a base hit, infield hit earlier in the series against Dunsing. Dunsing has been one of the more effective relievers for the Cubs.
Bellinger has hit lefties well all year. And he'll get his chance with 2 away. In game 2, Bellinger faced Dunsing and reached on an infield hit. It was a ground ball over toward first, a play that Dunsing probably should have made. He dropped the ball, but scored as a base hit for Bellinger. Arrieta with 2 runners, his responsibility. 6 2/3 for Arrieta. Bellinger pops it up. Back is Russell. Coming in, Jay. He calls it and goes to his knees to make the catch. It wasn't pretty, but the ball ends up in the glove of John Jay, and the inning is over. And the Dodgers strand 2. And the Cubs still lead 3-1. Upcoming schedule coming your way, presented by Camping World. Don't forget, Game 6, Yankees Astros on Friday, 8 Eastern. ALCS on FS1. Game 7 will be Saturday, if necessary, also at 8 Eastern. Yankees up 3-2 in that series. Dodgers up 3-0 in this series. Cubs are batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wilson Contreras facing Kenta Maeda, the new pitcher out of the Dodger bullpen.
Starter for most of his career as a Los Angeles Dodger, moved into the bullpen later in the season. become a big part of that bullpen.
Contreras hit a booming home run in the second inning. Longest home run of the postseason, according to StatCast. 491 feet, banged it off the scoreboard in left center. That put the Cubs on the board in the second. Cubs got 2 homers that inning, Contreras and Baez. Dodgers' run came in the third on a Cody Bellinger home run, and then Baez went deep again in the fifth. All the runs on the long ball, and it's 3-1 Chicago, facing elimination tonight, trying to survive for a Game 5. No balls, 2 strikes. And down he goes. Maeda, so tough on right-handers. Starts this one with a strikeout against Contreras. Jake Arrieta, Ron. This guy has pitched 3 times in elimination games, and another memorable performance here tonight with 6 2/3 innings.
Yeah, 21 1/3 innings pitched in his Cubs career in elimination games. Only 3 runs allowed.
6 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run tonight, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts. At his postseason strikeout record of 11 in an elimination game, in the wild card game of 15. Addison Russell batting with 1 away. Well, if you start thinking along with Joe Madden, with Justin Turner ready to lead off, he's not going to waste any time. You figure Wade Davis will be entering this game soon. Don't know if he'll start the 8th inning.
I'd be very surprised if he's not asked to get 6 outs.
Russell right off the end of the bat on a hop to Taylor. There is out number 2. Take a look at tonight's playmakers, presented by Alfa Romeo. Javier Baez becoming the 5th Cub with 2 or more homers in a single postseason game. He's the first one since Aramis Ramirez did it back in 2003. That was Game 4 of that NLCS, and of course the first Cub to hit 2 since that time. Baez not only hitting home runs, but blowing bubbles as he's hitting home runs. Well, you're taught as an athlete to exhale at the moment of impact, right? That's exactly what he did. Did you see this, Ronnie?
I did see this. As he makes contact, blowing a bubble. That's how easy it is for him tonight.
Gold chain, green bubble. Javier Baez. He was hitless in the postseason. Madden put him in the lineup, said, I feel good about Javier. We need him defensively, first of all, says Joe, but we need his quick strike ability with the bat, and he has done it twice. Baez is only 24 years of age. He was the co-MVP last year in the NLCS. He and John Lester shared the award. No balls, 2 strikes as Maeda deals, and it's down and away. Baez turned that terrific LCS into a very good World Series. He had 5 hits, including a 5th inning home run that knocked Corey Kluber out of Game 7. He's proven to be a very versatile player, can play all over. Played all 4 infield spots this year, even had a game in right field this season. Baez in the air, left center, and Granderson will have room to make the catch. Inning is over. Maeda faces the 3 right-handed batters. He puts them down in order. We go to the 8th in Chicago. One of the signature moments of this series, one of the signature moments of the postseason. 29 years to the day. Turner hitting that home run, the walk-off at Dodger Stadium in Game 2. Said he got a text message from Kirk Gibson. Turner leading off, not in that position here, down 2, but he is facing the Cubs closer. Wade Davis makes his debut in this National League Championship Series here in Game 4.
Well, his first appearance in this series. His last appearance was Game 5 against the Nationals when he got 7 outs.
Now that Game 2 walk-off home run by Turner involved Wade Davis in that Joe Maddon was not going to use Wade Davis for a multiple inning outing that day. It was a tie game, remember, 1-1. That's why he went with Lackey. Turner turns it around and it's foul. Nice play down there by the ball boy. That's how you pick it.
Only one blown save for Wade Davis this year. That was late in September against Milwaukee.
It's a walk-off home run. Actually, it was a home run to tie it by Orlando Arcia, and then the walk-off home run by Travis Shaw. But Davis had gone 38 consecutive saves converted. At 32 saves this year. That consecutive saves converted went back into last season, last September. About as money as it gets. Postseason career, Davis 4-0 record, 7 for 7 in save opportunities and a 1.23 ERA. He is the one reliever Joe Maddon has been trying to get into a game with a lead. Turner sends this one way back to left. He's going to watch this one fly. A long home run by Justin Turner. And the Dodgers are within a run. Well, the distance on these home runs with the wind blowing out. And Turner got to enjoy every bit of that. A bomb.
Just got ahead in the count. Ball upstairs and launched by Justin Turner. That big leg kick. And if you include the postseason, Davis has given up 7 home runs in his last 27 innings pitched.
Well, I tell you, Justin Turner, he is in another world right now. 2 hits, 2 walks, a home run that brings the Dodgers within a run. His 3rd home run of this NLCS. 3-2 Cubs lead. Davis facing Yasiel Puig here in the 8th inning. What a swing.
Boy, we've seen some long home runs here tonight. Contreras and now Turner.
Turner now with 11 runs batted in this postseason. 1 ball, 1 strike. Puig takes a ball high. 2-1 the count. It's been a long layoff for Wade Davis. His last trip to the mound was in that Game 5, that 7-out performance.
Yeah,
that was Thursday.
And his control's a bit off so far. He usually gets locked in on that outside corner to right-handers.
Puig is 1 for 3. 2-1. Puig takes it low. 3 balls and a strike now on Puig. Andre Ethier waiting to hit next. Puig, he's mad at himself. He let that one go by. It's 3-2 now, and they stand up at Wrigley. Full count. Davis delivers, and it is down and away. Did not miss by much. Close pitch. Puig draws the walk, and the tying run is on for the Dodgers. Justin Turner with his home run swing as he launches one out of here. Second home run of this LCS, his third of the postseason. Now has 5 home runs in his career in the playoffs. 6 RBIs in the NLCS for Turner. Ethier now takes a strike.
Well, you got the great Contreras arm, but Davis is pretty slow to the plate if Puig decides to run.
Gets out by Ethier. No balls, 2 strikes. Big acquisition for the Cubs. Wade Davis traded Jorge Soler to the Royals, who spent most of the year in the minor leagues with Kansas City. And Davis responding with a terrific season. 30+ save season for the Cubs. He's got a long haul here, however. He's faced 2 batters. He's given up a home run and a walk. Trying to get the final 6 outs and allow the Cubs to survive one more day. No balls, 2 strikes. And a curveball misses.
The Cubs feel like the strike zone is tightened up a little bit here in the 8th inning.
Home plate umpire Jim Wolf. See what he has in mind. 1-2, and Ethier takes a ball. 2-2. Pitch count high already. Nobody out. Ethier certainly has the pop to give the Dodgers the lead. Those are the numbers in the various leads for Wade Davis this year. That includes his postseason pitching. Just had that 1 blown save in the regular season. 2-2 to Ethier. One of his better fastballs at 95 miles an hour. Cubs playing Ethier about straight up. Davis trying to get him a ground ball, have a chance to turn 2. Ethier gets jammed, a little flare. Bryant will give it a look, and he makes a catch and stays upright. That is a short fence over there, and Bryant able to stop on a dime. If he goes in the dugout, Puig is easily going to be able to get to second base. Good play by Bryant.
Well, just jams Ethier, and you see Bryant get there, catch it, and still be able to brace himself right before the camera well.
Yeah. Ethier is retired. First out of the inning for Wade Davis on a foul pop. Puig was tagging as well. He was ready to run if Bryant had any trouble over there at all. Instead, double play, still an opportunity. Here's Granderson. Cubs put a shift on with Granderson at the plate. Can make for a bit of an awkward double play chance. Got good numbers against Davis. 4 hits, small sample size of 13 at bats. Wave and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Chicago native Curtis Granderson, his first start in this LCS, trying to deliver a big one for the Dodgers. And a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count now. Granderson's got to be wondering if there's a hole in his bat tonight. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Cubs are trying to get their defense set. They've changed it a little bit here. They're going to move Bryant over, figuring with 2 strikes Granderson would be putting a bunt down. So now they are all over there. 3 on the right side, and Russell back in his regular shortstop position. A ball and 2 strikes. Count remains at 1-2.
You just want to make sure that your infielder with the best range, which is Russell, or at least at his natural position, is at shortstop.
Puig, the runner at first. He's the tying run. Courtesy check on Puig. During the regular season, base stealers attempted 4 tries against Davis. They were successful all 4 times. Remember, Contreras has a cannon behind the plate. I'd be curious to see who covered if Puig does take off. Bryant, the third baseman, is over there essentially playing in the second base position by the bag.
He will have to cover. Puig ran against Arrieta last time he was on base.
Puig stays put, and that one's inside, almost hit him. 2-2.
Fastball in, came back, but not enough. Almost hit Granderson. You're right.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Davis with a long pause, and Granderson fights another one off. That pitch count is rising and rising for Wade Davis. 23 pitches already, and remember, Madden's asking him to get the final 6 outs. One swing of the bat could put the Dodgers on top and could put them 6 outs away from a World Series. Here it comes again, and a swing and a miss. Davis struck him out. Granderson is claiming he fouled it and it hit the ground. Jim Wolf says, I don't think so. It's not reviewable, by the way. Dave Roberts coming out to ask. There could be a moment in Major League Baseball at some point where foul tips are reviewable, but they are not right now.
They're not now, and Jim Wolf is telling Dave Roberts that he did not hear the foul tip from Granderson. Do we see it on our replay?
Yeah, he missed it.
He missed it. It's just that Contreras dropped it.
Good try by the veteran Granderson, but Jim Wolf right on it behind the plate.
Well, Roberts is going to have Jim Wolf go with the other umpires. It's not reviewable, but they can talk about it if anyone saw it on the field. But we saw it on our replay. Granderson did not get a piece of it.
So they'll come together. Mike Winters is the crew chief, leaning in. That is the third base umpire, who would probably have the best look, Eric Cooper. But really, the home plate umpire is the one who's got to make that call.
Make that call because they hear it behind the catcher. They will hear the tick if it hits the bat.
All year long in the regular season, umpires operate in a 4-man crew. In the postseason, they go to a 6-man crew. So there's plenty of opinions here. Replay speeds, cameras are getting so good nowadays. I do think this could be something that would be reviewable down the road. Yeah. When initially, when the replay rules came out, they didn't have a lot of these super slow-mo cameras that can slow it down as we can now. So as technology increases, oh my goodness, did he just call it a foul ball?
Oh,
he
wow.
did. He just called it a foul ball.
That's ridiculous. Can't change it.
That is shocking. Eric Cooper has come in, apparently, and overrule Jim Wolf, and Joe Maddon is beside himself. I'm with you, Ron. I don't see how you cannot change it.
You can't change it.
And it's not reviewable. And Madden's pointing to the outfield replay, saying just look at it.
Jeez.
Sure, Madden may be out there until he gets thrown out.
You know, and I think what he's saying, you're all the way down there at third base and in left field, and you're going to make the call and help the home plate umpire who has the best view of it anyway. Boy, that's a big change. Oh, he's saying, look at the board. They have it on the board here showing Granderson missing the baseball. Wow.
Yeah, that's what they're showing here at Wrigley Field on the scoreboard. And here's the angle again. And now Joe Maddon's going after the other two umpires. And I think he's just been tossed. Mike Winters just threw him out. And Joe, rightly so. I mean, the rhythm of what would be a regular season situation here, right?
That's right.
It's never overturned because the home plate umpire has the best shot at it.
He has the best view, unless there's an evident one where he maybe didn't see it and then he can ask for help. But he saw it and then he went to the other umpires and then they changed it. Wow.
That is a very bad decision. And apparently it came from Eric Cooper, who, the third base umpire, who overruled Jim Wolf. Jim Wolf essentially is saying, and as he gathers together, I need help on this call. And Mike Winters just a casual toss of Joe Maddon, who has now been ejected twice in this NLCS. What's done is done. Been a little bit of a delay here for Davis as well. He's got to wind it back up and work to Granderson. 2-2 the count. Puig still at first. And a swing and a miss. And no foul ball. And Granderson is out on strikes. It's a little poetic justice, to be honest.
There's some resolve from Wade Davis being able to execute that pitch again and get the strikeout. It's a shame he had to throw it again, but a great pitch by Davis.
So 2 men are out now. Yasmani Grandal at the plate.
You know, I know it's only one extra pitch, but this is vital for Davis as he's trying to navigate to a 6-out save.
Trying to get his third out here. Grandal takes a ball. Let me ask you about the delay with all of that arguing by Maddon. Maddon doesn't do anything without thinking it through. I'm sure, at least I think, he feels like that might have helped Wade Davis in this long inning.
Well, it helped him get catch his breath, but he was out there to argue because it was the wrong call.
In the dirt, Contreras blocks. Dave Martinez, for the second time in this NLCS, will manage the ball club. He and Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, will work through the batting order. Martinez, the bench coach.
And Davis had to get the 7-out save in Washington. 44 pitches it took him to get through.
This will be number 28 in his first inning of work. Leadoff home run by Turner. Puig then walked. Back-to-back out since for Davis. Facing Grandal. Strike. Yasmani Grandal, first start of this series. He's been on twice via the walk.
Again, Davis's control has been off the entire inning. This is a relief pitcher, a closer that always has great control, impeccable control.
Doesn't look the same, does he?
No.
Chase Utley would be next for the Dodgers. Tying run at first base in Puig. And Davis deals, and Grandal lays off. And now the tying run at second base as this long inning continues for Wade Davis. Second walk of the inning. 2 on with 2 away for Chase Utley. And Chris Bosio, the Cubs pitching coach, on his way out.
3 walks for Grandal in this start.
.30 pitches for Wade Davis. 15 and 15 for a closer normally with impeccable command.
And again, it's these at-bats by the Los Angeles Dodgers just grinding it out that has produced this inning where Davis is in trouble.
So it's going to be Wade Davis against Chase Utley. We got a pinch runner over at first base. Grandal will be lifted. Charlie Culberson will come on to run. He carries the go-ahead run for Los Angeles.
Culberson getting a couple of sprints in this old ballpark. There's no place to go to get any running in.
You climb a few stairs in there.
Yes.
Chase Utley hitless in his last 23 at-bats in the postseason. 2 for 2 in his career against Wade Davis. Dave Roberts said Chase Utley is the one guy I want at the plate in a clutch spot because he's been there before. And he is in a clutch moment right here. 2 on, 2 out, and Utley takes a strike. Utley is 0 for 2 tonight. He did get hit by a pitch in the second. 1 ball, 1 strike. With every pitch Wade Davis throws, it puts that 9th inning in more peril for Davis. Getting 7 outs in game 5 of the division series. He's been down ever since his first appearance in game 4. Puig, very good runner at second, and a swing and a miss. 1 and 2 the count. All 3 outfielders for the Cubs throw it well. Almora, a very strong arm, and Hayward the best of them all in right. 1 and 2 with 2 on. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Wade Davis muscles his way through the 8th. The Dodgers strike, however. Justin Turner does it again. His second hit of the game. It's a long ball to bring the Dodgers within a run as we go to the home 8th. Will there be a Game 5? If so, we'll have it for you right here on TBS starting an hour earlier tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Dodgers Cubs. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern with the MLB postseason pregame show on TBS. It's presented by Alfa Romeo. And it'll be Clayton Kershaw up for the Dodgers if we go to a Game 5. Jose Quintana will pitch for the Chicago Cubs. Tony Cingrani is in, Ron, as we head to the Cubs half of the 8th inning, and the Cubs now leading 3-2. Austin Barnes enters the game behind the plate. Remember, Grandal was pinch run for.
It would really help Wade Davis is some add-on runs here by the Cubs.
Now, if you're Wade Davis and you're thinking about this 9th inning, Davis will get an at-bat, by the way. There is a way to the finish line without having to face Justin Turner. He would have to retire the side in order. He'll have a pinch hitter. Actually, probably Barnes put into that 9th spot. Yeah, that's the double switch. So Barnes would lead off, and then Taylor, and then Bellinger, and then if a Dodger reaches and no double play, Turner would bat again.
So to go over that play again, there's 2 ways you can call it if you're the home plate umpire. One is that the ball was missed and it's a strikeout of Granderson. The second way is that you thought it was tipped and that Contreras caught the ball. And then once the umpires got together, that's when they probably told him he did not catch the ball. But either way, it's the wrong call because he didn't make any contact.
Jay is hit by a pitch. Cingrani drills him to start the inning. Well, it only ended up costing Wade Davis 1 extra pitch. He came back with a strikeout anyway, but it did cost the Cubs their manager. Joe Madden ejected for the 2nd time in this series. And it overshadows a little bit the moment of Justin Turner striking again in this series and making this a 1-run game. Hit a blast just under the scoreboard in deep left center. I would have bet your house that Davis was going to be trying to get a bunt down right there, but he's not. He didn't show bunt. He hasn't had a sacrifice bunt in 4 years. Back when he was a starter with the Rays.
Cingrani has a great move to first base. You have to watch if you're John Jay.
Davis has not had an at-bat since the World Series of 2015. Remember, the Royals got an at-bat in that game. I think he's pulling the Eddie Goodell here. He's got the table leg in his hands. I'm not sure he's going to be swinging. You never know. Is that a real bat?
Someone else's bat, I'm sure.
Oh, he does take a hack. Just fouls it off. Tony Cingrani hits John Jay. That's 2 foul balls. It's getting closer. Oh, and 2 the count remains. Wade Davis using Chris Bryant's bat, and he takes a ball. 1-2. Start scrambling for equipment when you're a closer and you get an at-bat. There it is. I mean, of all the bats you could choose from, that's a pretty good weapon. Davis punches one foul. He's moving his way toward that line.
I've looked for bats before. I never got an MVP's bat. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they usually keep those away from the pitchers. Davis does have 2 career hits in 8 career at-bats as a hitter. It's already a bonus what he's done at this point, and he's just fighting them off from Cingrani. feel like he could do this all day.
I mean, realistically, you don't want him to hit the ball fair and on the ground and turn it into a double play here.
Right.
But it's like a runaway train. It's too much fun to watch now.
There's a little flare in right field for every pitcher available. And I think Davis is trying to hit that. Cingrani hoping to put him away right now. He deals it, and that one is in there for a called strike 3. I think that last foul ball by Davis may have put a couple of bees in his hands, and he wasn't real interested in swinging the bat after that. So the first out of the inning, good battle there by Davis. And Cingrani goes back to the top of the order now, and Almora. Cingrani, the former Cincinnati Reds closer, saved 17 games last year for the Reds. Trade deadline deal. Scott Van Slyke going to Cincinnati for Cingrani as the Dodgers addressed their bullpen needs coming off last season. Once they got Watson and Cingrani, the emergence of Morrow, they put the pieces together of, at this point, the way they pitch in the postseason, you could call them the best bullpen going right now among playoff teams. 1-1. Almora on the ground, through, base hit. Albert Almora Jr. with a base knock. 2 on for the Cubs.
Good matchup there for Almora against the left-hander. This fastball down the middle, turned on by Almora.
Almora keeps on hitting. Hit a 2-run home run earlier in this series. Now 5 hits for Almora in the postseason. Tony Cingrani will face Jason Hayward. Figure this will be his last hitter, with Josh Fields preparing for a potential matchup against Bryant, who's due up next. Nice little pop for Tom Petty. And ever hopeful here at Wrigley Field. Dodgers lead this series 3-0. But the Cubs have a lead late for the first time all series. First at bat for Hayward. Jay hit by a pitch. Almora with the single. 1 away in the inning. Broken bat. On a hop right to second. Utley. Nobody's there at the bag. And Utley goes himself for the second out. Well, if Taylor goes straight to the bag, he's got a chance. He has a very strong arm. Hayward runs well, but Utley was looking for him there. It was a slowly hit broken bat ground ball, though.
Just caught in between was Taylor. He wasn't sure Utley was going to get to it. He was hustling over for it, and Utley gets the out.
And that's going to do it for Cingrani. Remember, Taylor is a shortstop by trade, but has not played a whole lot of shortstop this season. 2 outs in the inning. First and third for the Cubs. Dave Roberts goes to his bullpen for Josh Fields. Coverage being brought to you by State Farm. State Farm is here to help life go right. Wrigley Field, Chicago, all lit up on a Wednesday night. Dodgers are a win away from a trip to the World Series. Be the first in the last 29 years. Last time they went, 1988, at the famous Dodger Ball Club. But right now the Dodgers are down with Josh Fields coming on, trying to keep this at a one-run game. Chris Bryant due to hit. Take a look inside the numbers presented by SoFi, a modern finance company. He has 2 on for this at bat, just 1 hit with a runner in scoring position against Josh Fields. Chris Bryant just 2 at bats. He's 1 for 2.
Fields only faced 1 hitter in game 2. Baez flew out. But you know, the Dodgers have had Turner and Taylor having big series. Cubs are not going to come all the way back unless Bryant and Rizzo start doing some damage.
Bryant with 2 hits yesterday, but he's 0 for 3 tonight. He lined out his first time up. John Jay at third. Hayward the runner at first. Looking ahead to the Los Angeles 9th inning. Austin Barnes will lead off. And then Chris Taylor, followed by Cody Bellinger. Justin Turner due up 4th in the 9th.
Earlier in this series, Turner batted second. He would have been up in the inning.
A ball and no strikes on Bryant. Fouls it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fields coming in throwing hard. It's a huge spot for Fields. Dodgers got a little something going last inning, and they taxed Wade Davis. It was a high pitch inning for Davis in the 8th. He walked 2, gave up the home run to Turner.
Hayward on the last pitch looked like he wanted to run. I don't think you go anywhere right here. You just let Bryant take the at bat.
Two outs in the inning. The reigning MVP at the plate. And Bryant on the ground to second base. Utley will go to first. A big out for Fields, and the Dodgers are out of the inning. We go to the 9th. Last call. Will we have a game 5? Or do the Dodgers have a comeback in them? The 2017 National League Championship Series is presented by Camping World. Wade Davis back on the mound for the ninth. 9-1-2 coming up. That is Austin Barnes, who will lead off for the Dodgers. Chris Taylor to follow, then Cody Bellinger. 3-2 ball game. The Cubs have the lead, trying to survive and get to a Game 5 tomorrow night. And Davis deals strike one. 34 pitches in the 8th inning for Davis, giving up a home run to Turner to make it a 1-run game. Also had 2 walks, also had 2 strikeouts in the 8th. 0-2 the count.
Control looks better already in this second inning than it did in his first.
Davis with a strikeout of Barnes.
Oh, that was paint by Davis. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Tight little slider.
Wade Davis has 3 career postseason saves of 2 or more innings. This would be his 4th. Not something he does during the regular season, however. Facing Taylor, and a swing and a foul. That big curveball from Davis to start the at-bat with Chris Taylor. He is a closer that pitches with a starter's repertoire, is the best way to define Wade Davis.
A 4-pitch pitcher when he has to be. Chris Bryant was playing even with the bag. He has now pushed back.
0-2 the count. Nothing but strikes for Davis here in the 9th.
Is it me, or is Chris Taylor not fooled by any pitch? Or so it seems.
He seems on everyone and takes a huge hack on everyone. See what he gives him. 0-2, and he tried that little cut fastball. He missed with it. Ball and 2 strikes. That is his first pitch out of the strike zone in this 9th inning.
Boy, tough pitch to take, but outside.
Pitch number 41 coming for Davis. He deals. Taylor, little half swing. That's foul. Here comes a 1-2. 2-2 now.
Toughest pitches to execute for any pitcher is that indoor kind of cutter right at the hitter, bend it back over that inside corner. Dangerous pitch, though, when you're only up by 1.
Wants a fastball. The 2-2, and the fastball misses. Now it's 3-2. Cody Bellinger due up next. Justin Turner after that.
Taylor worked a walk in the 7th inning off Arrieta. That big walk in front of Turner on Sunday night.
That was an 8-pitch walk off Arrieta in the 7th. That was his last batter faced. And it's a walk here in the 9th. Chris Taylor aboard again. And the tying run is on for the Dodgers. Don't forget, after the game, postseason show on TBS presented by the Lincoln Motor Company. Casey and the gang will have the full story from you as the Yankees go up 3-2 in their series over the Astros. And the kid they call Cody Pop coming up. Bellinger, who has homered tonight. Homered off Arrieta in the 3rd. Takes one in the dirt, blocked by Contreras. Keeps a runner from getting to second base here. That's well done by Contreras. Taylor is very fast. 17 steals during the regular season. Do you dare take off in a spot like this? Two and 0 the count on Bellinger. Pitch count is soaring for Davis. Anxious Cubs fans. But Justin Turner stalking on deck. Bellinger, 39 homers in the regular season. And he takes a strike. Tracked it all the way in. Case of a tie, or if the Dodgers take the lead, Kenley Jansen getting ready for the bottom of the 9th inning. Two and 1 the count. Bellinger hits it hard. Got a chance to turn it here. 4, 6, 3, and a double play, and the ball game is over. The Cubs win, and there will be a Game 5. What a gutsy performance by Wade Davis. They will fly the W tonight in Chicago, their first win of this NLCS. Wade Davis making his mark on the Chicago Cubs this year again.
The turn by the middle infielders for Chicago. Baez to Russell to Rizzo. As quick as any in the game. 44 pitches and a 7-out save, and now 47 and a 6-out save for Davis.
And let's send it down to Sam Ryan. Take it away, Sam.
Yeah, with Javier Baez, we're talking offense here now, Javi. Your first hit of this postseason, and it's a solo home run, and then you come back and do it again. That moment for you with the first one, take me through that moment.
Well, I've just been struggling a lot this series and the series before, so I've been trying a lot, you know, trying so hard, and today I just say, just let it go, you know, don't try too hard, and that's what happened.
Second one, we saw you blow a bubble, looked like you were having fun. You come out for the curtain call. How do you describe that?
Really excited. I wasn't going to come out, and I think Schwarber was the one that you need to come out, and I was like, okay, fine. It was really fun.
Playing behind Jake Arrieta, we've seen him in elimination games. You knew this was what was on the line here. Joe saying he wanted to get him to the 7th inning. What was it like once you see him and he's locked in?
That he's back. I mean, he's been throwing the ball really well for us the whole year, and you know, we've been struggling as a team in the playoff, but we finally got back in track, and hopefully we keep it going.
And then Wade Davis called in for the 6th out. Last time we saw him was Game 5 of the last series. So you see Wade Davis in the spot again, and you guys force another game still going on in this series. Tell me about Wade out there.
Huge, really huge for the team. You know, we're in a position that we either win or go home, so we gotta use our best guys. Obviously, we trust everybody in the bullpen, but you know, we just brought the closer to make sure everything's good.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Multi-home run game for Javier Baez. Jake Arrieta picks up the win, ties Mordecai Three-Finger Brown with his 5th postseason win, ties it for the most in Cubs history. And just, I mean, you're talking about a couple of John Wayne figures
right.
in Jake Arrieta and Wade Davis.
You can't say enough about Arrieta, and maybe his last start, who knows, as a Chicago Cub, now in 3-0 in elimination games, has only given up 3 runs in 21 in the 3rd innings pitch. He was great. Wade Davis to have to come in and throw 47 pitches, that probably takes him out of the game tomorrow, but No tomorrow if you don't win today.
Right. And tomorrow is going to be Jose Quintana for the Chicago Cubs. And then the Cubs are going to draw the Dodgers ace. Clayton Kershaw will get the ball for Los Angeles tomorrow. And we have a tomorrow. The Cubs win for the first time. Dodgers still lead the series 3-1. They can close it out and head to the World Series with a win tomorrow. For Ron Darling, Sam Ryan, the rest of our crew, Brian Anderson saying goodbye from Chicago. Now let's send it to Casey Stern with a postseason show on TBS, presented by the Lincoln Motor Company. Cubs win. Madden ejected. We'll have another one tomorrow night from Wrigley. Take it away, Casey.